Hey everybody, in this video let's continue moving on. So DC01, it's been demoted. It's no longer a domain controller, right? It should not be in here. It's not. Let's just delete this object. We're just going to delete the computer object. And we'll just shut this down. Okay. So we're done with that computer. That computer's deleted. Let's just go to Sites and Services. Let's make sure that looks clean. Do it through here. Okay, here's Sites and Services, servers. Let's see what we got. So we still have DC01. You see that? Let's delete that. So it looks like it did not clean out DNS settings correctly. That's interesting. So I guess that's a possibility. It doesn't clean everything out. So let's delete it. Okay, now we're going to go over to our new server. We're going to go over here. We're going to go to PowerShell. So what we're going to do is see what we want to do first. So I think we can go over here. So again, remember this happened before. Interesting. So we'll go in here to try to change this. Alright, so we are going to properties and we're going to change this to 100. Everything else fine. I'm good with that. Close that. Close that. And now we're going to do the rename. Alright, so to do the rename, let's walk through this again. So we're going to do netdom computer name, and this is going to be the current computer name, which is let's make sure we know what that is. New DC02. Okay. New DC02 .test domain .local. And we're going to add DC01 .test domain .local. Okay, that was successful. netdom computer name, and again new DC02 .test domain .local / make primary DC01 .test domain .local. It was able to successfully do that. So now it's saying go ahead and reboot. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to restart this thing. Okay, so now this is our DC1. We're going to restart it. It's F5. There you see DC1 is already showing up there. DC2 looks good. Everything looks good right here. Alright, so I'm going to pause while we wait for that to reboot. Okay, came back up. Let's log in and let's see how we're looking. Alright. Okay, so we're logging in. So now this is DC01. Let's take a look at some of this stuff. This should be updated. So let's F5. So let's refresh this whole thing. Make sure our DNS looks good. Okay, so it knows DC01 is 100, DC02 is 101. Alright, so right now it's still saying that's a name server. That is not a name server. So that should update. Let's make sure that updates. Alright, so the last thing we have to do so this one knows DC01, DC02. Alright, so we're not seeing that yet reflected over here. We should pretty soon. So what we want to do though to finish this up is we want to go back into PowerShell. We want to do netdom computer name DC01 dot test domain dot local. We want to remove new DC02 dot test domain dot local. before we do that, let's do a... see what we can do. No, we don't want to do anything like that. Let's just run this. Alright, so this is now DC01. Now let's see if these are updating. So we want to make sure that we're getting... and we are. What we'll do now is to take the FSMO roles back. Let's make sure we can still log in. That's a good sign. You can still log in to the domain. Let's do a check here of this. DC1, DC2, perfect. Let's look in here. What should we see here? Name servers. That's looking good. Sites. Also looking good. Perfect. Alright, let's do a DC diag on here. And just check to make sure everything's looking good. Sysvol should be fine. So that looks pretty good. So what we're going to do now is let's do a rep. Oops. Oh. Rep admin. Just make sure we're connecting here. DC02. That looks good. Let's replicate. No. Let's replicate now. Force replication. Make sure we see this. You can see it was replicated successfully. 402. That is good. That is working. Replication's working well. Alright, so I think that is it. Everything seems to be working fine at this point. I will check it in a few hours, make sure everything looks good, but DC1, DC2 looks good. So thank you very much.